Have you ever felt unstoppable one day, full of motivation, fired up, ready to take on the world? And the next morning, all that energy was gone. And you wonder, why do my dreams feel so far away? The truth is, motivation is overrated. It's just a spark, but sparks don't last. What truly creates lasting success is discipline. In this episode, I want to break down why discipline could take you further than motivation could ever will. Hey, welcome to the Laurince Podcast, the show where faith, business, music, and purpose collide. I'm your host, Jonathan. Today, we're diving into a topic that can literally change the trajectory of your business, your brand, your career, and even your life. Discipline over motivation. You see, motivation feels good. It's exciting. It's inspiring, right? It's like that rush of energy that you get when you're done watching a great movie or hear an inspiring and great story, right? But motivation fades. But discipline, on the other hand, that's what carries you through when the excitement is gone. Today, we're tackling a message that every entrepreneur, every author, and every creator needs to hear. And for each principle, I will anchor it with a Bible reference, a quote, a success story, and an action step that you can apply today. Because discipline isn't just a business principle, it is a way of life. It's a kingdom principle. And I'll share with you four powerful principles about why discipline can take you further than motivation could ever will. Segment one, motivation is a feeling, discipline is a decision. A feeling is an emotion. The emotions that we are more accustomed to are sadness, happiness, anger, and so on and so forth. You cannot base your willingness to accomplish your goal based on any of these emotions because it can change at any time. Today, you might feel happy and you are motivated to accomplish your goal or to start working on your projects. And tomorrow, you feel sad because events happen in life. Anything can happen, a bad news or anything, and you lose your motivation. I would even go further to say this. I've learned this long ago. Do not make any major decision based on your emotion. Do not make any significant decision when you're happy, sad, or when you are angry. Why? Because you're not going to be angry forever. You are not going to be sad forever. And you're not going to be happy forever. So these decisions, since they were based on an emotion that is temporary, those decisions, they're not substantial. They're not based on logic. Therefore, your willingness to accomplish your goal cannot be attached to your feelings. So that's why motivation is one of those feelings. You feel motivated today and you want to work on your goals, and tomorrow you lose your motivation. Now, discipline, on the other hand, has to do with consistency. As a matter of fact, the word decision, the prefix "de" means to cut. So every time you decide to do something, you're actually saying yes to something and say no to another. You cut on something to accomplish your goal. So you see, there's no feeling into this because you have to cut on something. and do another. Now, let me share a story with you that you probably heard before, but for the context of our subject, of our topic of today, I'm going to take this for example. Michael Jordan. We all know Michael Jordan is considered as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Motivation could have carried him for a week, maybe a month, but it was discipline, the daily hours of practice that made him one of the greatest basketball players of all time. So you can tell that consistency and discipline, that's what carried him, not the motivation. When you're young and you're being cut from your basketball team, this is enough to kill your motivation and your willingness to become what you're supposed to become. But he made a decision early on that he wanted to become one of the greats. And that carried him through who he is today. Can take any of the greats of sports, whether it's LeBron James, Tom Brady, the Williams sisters, Tiger Woods, or the Kobe Bryants of the world. These guys were trained to make decisions out of discipline instead of emotion. Just imagine in sports, they say that you win some, you lose some. You can lose a game tonight. You have to switch, bounce back in your emotion, because after a loss, you feel the loss or you feel down, right? Even you in business, when you lose a contract or you encounter some rejection, so sometimes I would put a product out and I was expecting people like my customers would just embrace the product and take it and buy it from me, and they don't. And this affects me a little bit. But I have to bounce back, understand that tomorrow's another day. I have another chance to introduce the product to another group of customers. Just like in sports, you lose a game today, you have to bounce back because you have another game tomorrow, and you have to push for another win. So the ability to bounce back, to recover fast, cannot be based on emotion. It has to be based on discipline. You have a task, you have a work, something to accomplish. Like they say, the show must go on. Either you're sad, happy, or angry, the show must go on. So we need to learn, train ourselves to base our decisions on discipline instead of emotion, because emotion will change, but discipline is steady, it's consistent. There is this quote from John Maxwell who helped me a few years back. It says, motivation gets you going, but discipline gets you growing. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life, you're going to have to grow through it. It takes a process, a certain amount of growth for you to become the person for whom this will work. If it's a business, for whom the business will work, or if it's any goals that you have in life. I experienced this firsthand. I remember when I was excited to write a book. I'm a businessman. I wanted to write a book about business, about the show business. I was so excited to start gathering information. And when the time comes for me to start, I started to procrastinate. Procrastination, they call it the thief of all joy. Because you start putting for tomorrow the things that you must do today. That's procrastination. I started to procrastinate. I started to doubt myself. That syndrome called the imposter syndrome started to get to me, making me feel that I'm not good enough. I'm not ready enough. I'm not knowledgeable enough with all this amount of information that I've gathered. So doubt started to creep into me, and I started to doubt myself and procrastinate. And the lack of discipline started to get all over me. You know what? And when I found this from John Maxwell, motivation gets you going. That's how I started. But it was discipline that would help me to grow into the author that I am today. Every day I write a page and I started to be more authentic, trying to share my story instead of just learning stuff. And that's how I grew to become the author that I am today. And now I'm working on my second book. So it takes a growth. So remember this: motivation gets you going, but it's discipline that gets you growing. If you want to grow in life, grow to that person, that winner, that business person, that author, that singer, that artist that you want to be, that speaker that you want to be. You have to take, you have to be disciplined so you can grow into the process. I hope you get it. What I like about discipline, it makes you become a man or a woman of your word. When you say yes for something, you do your best to keep your yes without wavering. Or you say no, you try your best to keep your no. You thrive to keep your no, which can be very difficult at times, very challenging at times. You learn to make tough decisions, and as a business person, you're gonna have to make some tough decisions, which is not easy at all. And sometimes you have to make decisions on the spot and deal with it. And most of the decisions that you'll make will be some wrong decision, but you're gonna have to stand behind the decision that you made because you are disciplined. The Bible says in Matthew 5, verse 37, it says that may your yes be yes and let your no be no. That's you right there. Growing to becoming a man or a woman of your word. The word no is one of the most powerful words in the world. I don't know if you agree with that. When you say no, you're gonna have to. It's a decision actually. And I told you earlier that the word decision starts with the prefix de, which means to cut. When you say no to something, you actually say yes to something else. When you say yes to something, you're actually saying no to another. And you have to live with it. You will hurt some people. Some people will feel uncomfortable around you, but you got to be disciplined, especially with your time. Some people will come to your life, will come to just waste your time. You have to learn to know what contract to take and what not to take. I've learned that not every opportunity is a good opportunity for you where you are in the season that you are in your life. You have to choose to become either a people pleaser, you make decisions just to please people, or you make a decision to please God or to do what you believe that's good for you. So it's not an easy place to be. But with discipline, you told yourself that you're going to do one, two, three, four, five, not one, three, five, seven, six. No, no, no. No. You're consistent. One, day two, day three, day four. Other distraction will come to derail you from the process. But you made a decision with yourself. You make a pact, a contract with yourself that you will follow through. You must follow through. And that will take you a long way. Action step number one. Write down one thing that you will commit to do daily for the next 7 days, no matter how you feel. Small wins build discipline. Go ahead and take a pause and write it down right now and commit that you will follow through. Let me close out segment one with these statements. I told you earlier that one thing that I like about discipline is that discipline makes you become consistent. Consistency, it's a habit that you will develop when you have discipline. You do certain things at a certain time each time. Mike Tyson said something that I heard. I saw a video on YouTube, actually a short on YouTube where he's just saying this. It was at an interview, he was saying that discipline is doing the things that you hate, but nonetheless, do it as if you love them. It's to do the things that you hate, but do them as if you love them. Just imagine you're doing something repeatedly, doing the same thing repeatedly. You get to a point that you might hate what you're doing. Okay, by doing it's like redundantly doing the same thing over and over again, right? But you have to do it as if you love it. Now, listen to this. Bruce Lee said that I don't fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. See, that's consistency right there. You practice one kick 10,000 times. You see how good you're going to be? I told you earlier that it takes 21 days to get in the habit, right? And I ask you for the sake of this action step to only do 7 days consistently. So before you know it, 7 days will lead to 15 days, 15 days to 21 days, and here you are having a new habit of being consistent. You know how beautiful this is going to be? So I challenge you today to try to do this. You'll thank me later.
Are you ready to step into a world of opportunity and success? Jonathan Laurince, founder of Immunity Footwear, presents the One Shoe Wonder, an unapologetically bold and actionable roadmap on how to start and build a successful shoe brand. Whether you're dreaming of launching your own footwear line or pivoting your business, or a passionate fashion enthusiast eager to turn your creativity into profit, this book serves as your ultimate step-by-step business guide for fashion startups. Jonathan's strategies and advice will help you navigate the competitive footwear industry with confidence and poise. Inside this transformative guide, you will discover the essential steps to identify and capitalize on market trends. Learn how to develop a unique brand identity that stands out. Explore proven marketing tactics that turn shoes into must-have accessories. Gain insights into manufacturing, distribution, and scaling your business to new weight. Overcoming adversity in business stories and inspirational tales from industry leaders that will motivate you to overcome your own challenges. Jonathan Laurince, drawing on his expansive knowledge and experience, has crafted a practical guide, empowers you to make informed decisions and embrace challenges. Each chapter is packed with actionable steps and invaluable resources, providing tools to build a lasting foundation for your shoe empire. If you seek entrepreneurship books filled with real success strategies, motivational memoirs and success story books, or true stories of self-made businessman success, then The One Shoe Wonder is a must-read. As you dive into these pages, you will find not just theory, but startup success stories in fashion that ignite your passion and fuel your ambition. Don't wait for opportunities, create them. Grab your copy of The One Shoe Wonder today and step confidently onto the path to success. Available now.
Segment 2, the power of daily habits. Your daily habits are the building blocks of your life. They shape your destiny, define your character, and determine your success. The habits that you cultivate every day have the power to transform your life. Now, you may ask yourself why daily habits matter so much. I understand that. Here are 3 points that will answer this question for you. Point number 1, consistency breeds momentum. Listen, your daily habits will create a sense of consistency, which will produce momentum. This is understandable, right? As you repeat positive habits, it will develop and create momentum in you, which will eventually propels you toward your goals. It's that simple. Point number 2, the small changes add up. You see, these small habits may seem insignificant on their own, right? But when you add them up, they can make a significant impact over time. Point number 3, habits shape your identity and your personal brand. What you do on a daily basis reflects your values and your priorities. In other words, what you stand for, who you really are, which is your personal brand. By cultivating positive habits, you will develop a strong sense of self-discipline and character. The great philosopher Aristotle said something very profound. Let me read it for you. It says, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. That's a ball right there. Like my own Golden, my online mentor would say, are you catching what I'm putting down? Listen, I told you earlier that it takes 21 days to get a new habit. For your mind, your spirit, your body to get accustomed to a new habit. 21 days. You start doing positive things, replace those negative traits, negative habits by positive habits. Do you understand? What if you start praying every day when you wake up? What if you exercise every day? Doesn't matter if you go for a walk every morning, or you run every morning, or you go to the gym lifting weights. What if you start exercising your body? What if you take the habit of eating healthy every day? What if you start reading more? You can read the Bible every day, or you can read any other positive book that can teach you a new skill. Or what if you start professing positive things with your mouth? You don't curse anymore. You don't say negative things anymore. You don't gossip anymore. You don't backbite anymore. What if you start working on your business plan every day that will lead to your financial freedom? What if you start writing this book? You write one page every day for 21 days. What if you have a business, you start posting on social media about your business every single day? You offer a product or a service to your audience every day and tell the world that you found a solution to their problem. Just imagine how powerful you would be. Let that sink in for a minute. Talking about reading, here's a good book I would like to suggest to you. Atomic Habits by James Clear. In this book, Atomic Habits, James Clear said small, consistent actions compound into massive results. And that's exactly where we want to be. The Bible tells us in Galatians 6, verse 9, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap the harvest. But listen to this. If we do not give up. Ladies and gentlemen, the key word here is do not give up. Are you giving up already? I'm here to tell you to be encouraged. Encouraged in well doing. Whatever it is that you set your mind to do for the 21 days or for the 30 days, you set your mind to do something every day. Whether it's writing a page for your book every day, whether it's focus on yourself, mind your own business, get out of other people's business. Do not gossip. Read every day. Write that business plan every day. Focus on your enterprise, your business ideas. Brainstorm every day. Write that business plan every day. Whatever it is, do not give up. You see, this requires certain consistency. The word consistency comes back again, right? And discipline. Let me tell you something about discipline. Discipline multiplies result over time. So it's the little thing that we do every single day. When you compound them, that will bring the result that you want. Now, here's an action step for you. Action step number 2. Pick one discipline, whether it's writing, posting content, or exercising, and commit to do it at the same time every day this week. Commit to do it at the same time every day this week. That's our homework for today. Remember, consistency creates compound returns. You get it? Let's go. Hola family, Jonathan here. Listen, I've got something fresh for your fit and your style. Would you like to know what it is? I'm glad you asked. At Immunity Footwear, we are redefining what it means to walk with purpose, confidence, and style. With a full collection of stylish, comfortable, and durable shoes for both men and women, we've got it all. From sleek dress shoes, everyday sneakers, our innovative listless tennis shoes. Look at this thing of beauty. Look at that. Whew. Wonderful. And our all new golf shoe collection. Whether you're dressing up, stepping out, working out, we've got the perfect pair for you. So why wait? Head over to immunityfootwear.com. It's immunityfootwear.com and shop now. Now. The link is in the description. Immunity Footwear, changing and impacting the world one shoe at a time. Thank you for your support. Segment 3. Discipline creates freedom. At first glance, discipline and freedom may be looked upon as opposing forces. Discipline implies structure, rules, and restraint, while freedom conjures up images of spontaneity, autonomy, and release. However, this dichotomy is a misconception. In reality, discipline and freedom are intertwined, and the former is a powerful catalyst to the latter. As a matter of fact, Joko Willink, the American actor, says it best. He says that discipline equals freedom. Discipline actually liberates us from bad habits such as procrastination, distraction, and uncertainty. By establishing clear goals, routines, and daily habits, discipline provides us with structure, focus, and clarity. This in turn will allow us to achieve more, reduce stress, and enjoy a greater autonomy, make intentional choices, and live intentionally. Embracing freedom, ladies and gentlemen, can actually allow us to unlock a life of purpose, productivity, and freedom. Now, let's go over 4 statements about discipline that I'm sure you can relate with. Here's the first one. Budgeting leads to financial freedom. Would you agree? This one is for our fellow entrepreneurs. Listen to this. Daily marketing leads to business visibility. To my fellow believers, prayer and consistency lead to spiritual strength. Agree? Now, to my fellow musician, here we go. Practice makes what? I'm sure some of you would say practice makes perfect. But what I meant to say is that practice makes permanent. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. We grew up learning that practice makes perfect. Not to, a couple of years ago, I would say over 10 years ago, my vocal coach writer taught me a valuable lesson. She told me, Jonathan, practice, in music at least, practice makes permanent. Because perfection is subjective, which means what's perfect to you may not be perfect to me. So perfection varies depending on the person you're talking to and the level of the person you're talking to. Therefore, practice, it's right, it's best to say practice makes permanent, which means if you keep doing your daily routine, you do your actual reps every day, the skill in you will remain permanent. Or the level you're going to get, if you're at an excellent level, a professional level, or you just can only get better from there, go higher from there. But the basic skills will remain permanent in you if you keep practicing, do your daily reps, in your daily routine. And what she says makes sense. Of course, we're not talking about perfection in the eyes of God. It says in Matthew 5, verse 48, that be perfect as your Father in heaven. I believe in the French Bible, it says that soyez donc parfait comme votre Père céleste est parfait. We're not talking about that divine, celestial, angelical perfection in here. We're talking about perfection for the common living person, to people in every walk of life, perfection in a terrestrial realm. Okay, so you need to practice in order to maintain a certain level. Okay, so that's what it means. So these four statements talks about discipline in four areas of our lives. Hopefully you learned something from this. Now listen to this. The Bible says that in Proverbs 12 verse 24 that diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor. I don't even have to say anything on this because it's self-explanatory and I'm sure you get it. It's simple, right? Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor. I'm sure you get it. Now, let me end the third segment with this action step. Action step number 3. Write down what discipline will free you from, whether it's procrastination, stress, fear, or financial struggle. Write it down right now. Listen, you know yourself more than anybody. Everybody is struggling with something. There's a proverb that says that for every level, another devil. So we all have something that we need to work on in order for us to walk on our purpose. So write it down and start working on it. My advice to you is to choose discipline over laziness, discipline over stress, discipline over fear, discipline, budgeting over financial struggle, but mainly procrastination. Procrastination is the thief of joy. It also says that procrastination is to put for tomorrow the things that you can do today. So do not procrastinate. Do it today. Write them down today. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Don't procrastinate. Because if you do, it will steal your joy. Hey guys, I hope that you're enjoying the content of today's podcast. Just put together just for you. But we have a problem. My team just told me that some of you are watching, but you're not subscribing to the channel. I need your help. That's the number one way you can really help us to grow as a channel. I want to be able to put some very good, valuable content out there that will help you to grow in your self-improvement journey, also help you to grow your business and help you to grow your brand. So please help us hit the subscribe button right now so you can be the first to know about our content in our next episode. So please do this right now, right now, right now. All right, let's go back to the episode. Okay? Segment 4, playing the long game. Motivation fades, but discipline endures. In the pursuit of our goals, we often rely on motivation to get us started. However, motivation is fleeting, influenced by emotion and circumstances. It's just the spark that ignites the fire, but it's discipline that keeps it burning. To play the long game and endure till the end, you need 3 key elements. First key element, focus on the process. Instead of relying on motivation, focus on habits and routines that support your goals. Second key element, celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate small victories along the way so you can remain motivated and encouraged. Third key element, stay committed. Remember why you started in the first place and stay committed to your goals, even when the journey gets tough. There's a wonderful proverb that I've learned. I'm not sure who the proverb is from, but it's deep, and I kept it dear to my heart. It says that if you're persistent, you will get it. But if you are consistent, you will keep it. What does that mean? It's simple. Most people start on fire. They're well motivated and they have good intention. Don't get me wrong. They have good intention. You have to be motivated to start, but they're not consistent. By the time they get to the finish line, they have nothing left in them. They lose momentum. And because habits, that's what will create your momentum. Your consistency will create that momentum that will help you to keep it. I don't know if you're familiar with that other proverb that says that your talent and skills will help you to get up there, but it's your character that will keep you there. And to get character, to have character, you need to have discipline. Zig Ziglar says that your attitude, moreover, your aptitude will determine your altitude. So you can get skills, aptitude, and all that, but a good attitude and aptitude will determine your altitude. But what do you do when you get elevated? You get to the promised land, get to the finish line. You have to be able to maintain. That will require discipline, my friend. Motivation is not enough. It's good to be motivated, but you need to be persistent, consistent until you get there, and there you can keep it. You see, it says in Proverbs 25, verse 28, that a man without self control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Let me repeat this again. A man without self control is like a city broken into and left without walls. See, the discipline is your walls. See, there's a lot to unpack in there. All of us need to work on ourselves. If motivation rather has to do with our emotions like joy, happiness, sadness, and anger, then discipline has to do with structure, consistency, and persistence, right? And also self-control. Therefore, having discipline, it's not all about do things at a certain time, keep your word, and there's more to it. It's also the ability to control oneself. We all have to learn self-control. The question is that, what do we do when we are overly happy? Do we do things out of control? Do we do things out of character? What about what do we do when we are angry? Do we throw a tantrum? Do we scream? Do we break everything around us? Do we say profanities? What do you do when you're sad? Do you lose motivation? Do you forget about your word? The things that you said you would do, you were supposed to do at a certain time? Do you forget about the plan? You forget about the objective, the goal. So what do we do when all these emotions come to us? There will be, ladies and gentlemen, there will be events in life that comes to test all these three elements. But we need to learn discipline. Discipline will help you to go through it and make sure you remain who you are and do what you're supposed to do. Because discipline is focus, discipline is consistent, discipline is persistence. Understand? Therefore, it's very important to control yourself as well. So that's a word that we need to add into the discipline lesson. Self-control. The ability to control oneself. Ponder that for a moment. We have also learned to always strive to give a response instead of reacting. A reaction is always done out of emotion, right? I just spoke earlier about the three emotions. There's more than that, but these three major emotions. But a response is more logical. A response is based on logic. So our reaction to joy, happiness, sadness, and anger tells a lot about our self-control and also tells a lot about our level of discipline. You get it? There's a reason why they say that do not ever make major decisions when you're either happy, sad, or angry. You will regret them tomorrow because they were based on a temporary feeling. So we have learned that it is not wise to make a permanent decision based on a temporary feeling, on a temporary emotion. So let us learn to respond instead of reacting. It's response versus reaction. That's it. Action step number 4. Create an accountability system. It can be a partner or a journal to track your daily discipline. Now, I would like to end segment 4 with this thought. It says that if you can stay consistent when nobody's watching, you will be able to shine when everybody's watching. Do you understand that? So, us musicians, we understand it. And I'm sure in other areas of life, it's the same thing too. Us entrepreneurs, we can understand, we can relate to that. And sometimes I found myself in the church by myself or at a studio by myself, recording an album, practicing trumpet after midnight for 4 hours nonstop, or practicing vocals, preparing for a particular show, engagement, or praise and worship opportunity, or practicing for special performance at something. Practicing consistently every night, either I'm tired or not. You have to be 100 on it, okay? So people can just appreciate you on the stage when you're shining and everything is sounding so beautiful, but they don't know what you had to go through in order for you to get to that level. Because people tend to appreciate the success, but not the process. But us, we know what it takes to get there. As an entrepreneur, when you are brainstorming the business, in the process of putting this business together, the amount of rejection you get, the amount of classes and that you in conferences you have to go through, workshops you have to go through, community you have to join to learn from other people's mistakes, sometimes from your mistakes. It's mind-blowing. But you and I know that that's where character is being built. Resilience, discipline is being built through the process. So if you can stay consistent without nobody watching, then you will shine when everybody's watching. It's a lesson that we all have to learn. Singers, musicians, if you're recording artists, spending days and nights in the studio preparing a product, sing the best that you can to put that product out there. But no one knows what you had to go through. But if you stay consistent doing it, you'll shine and everybody will appreciate the finished product. Okay? If you're an entrepreneur, same thing. So let's be encouraged, right? Let's work behind the scene. Let's work behind the scene. People don't have to say. They say that character is built behind the scene. Character, it's what you do when nobody's watching. Let's work. Let's practice. Let's do our reps. So let's appreciate the process. Let's appreciate the work that we have to do behind the scene. But that's what will allow us not only to keep it, not only to remain where we're supposed to remain on top, but to be the best you that you can be. All right, guys, let's do a quick recap on what we have learned today. We have learned a lot of valuable lessons and stuff that I'm truly believe that you will start applying into your daily life. And even me, I'm still applying those things too. So let's grow together, all right? So let's do a quick recap. We have learned on segment one that motivation is a feeling and discipline is a decision, right? And on segment two, we have learned about the power of daily habits, how to develop daily habits in our lives, right? And also on segment three, we spoke about discipline creates freedom. If we want to live a life of freedom, we must cultivate discipline in every area of our lives, right? And on segment four, we spoke about playing the long game. I love it. Playing the long game. Motivation fades, but discipline endures. And that's where we want to get. Motivation fades, but discipline endures. I hope that you have learned a lot from it. You can rewind the video and listen to the part that you feel like you need to work on your personal life. All right, guys? Very good. Hey, family. Jonathan Laurince here, and I've got something special for you. If you ever felt like the odds were just stacked against you, then my new book, The One Show Wonder, was written for you. Pop Memoir, Pop Masterclass, this book will inspire you to turn your obstacles into opportunities and build a brand from the ground up. Whether you are a seasoned or an aspiring entrepreneur, or a creative or a dreamer, this book is your blueprint for purpose-driven success. So go ahead, grab your copy of The One Show Wonder today on Amazon, and let's walk this journey together. The link is in the description. Hey guys, thank you for bearing with me. We come to the end of episode 5. But as you know, I always let you go with some words of encouragement. Listen, motivation is like the wind. It comes and it goes. But discipline is the engine that keeps you moving forward no matter the weather. Every great success story is built in the unseen hours of discipline. When no one is watching, no one is clapping, no one wants to like, share, comment, buy your products on Instagram, that's where champions are made. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Show up anyway. Build the habit. Stick to the process. Because motivation will inspire you, but discipline will define you. This week, I challenge you. Choose discipline over motivation. One small step at a time, one consistent action after another until your vision becomes reality. If you're ready to build a brand, a business, a legacy that lasts, you must choose discipline every single day. For discipline is that bridge between your vision and your victory. I dare you to choose discipline today, because if you choose discipline, you're already halfway to success. Good luck out there. Hi, this is to my fellow authors and entrepreneurs. Look, watching Alex Hormozi launch the $100 million money models showed me just how powerful the right strategy can be. That kind of success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. That's why I took the time to study his entire book launch and prepare a full transcription of his full strategy, so you don't have to start from scratch. I call it the $100 million launch playbook. Now, can you imagine applying the same principles to your own book, your own brand, and your own next big project? Just click on the link below and head to my Kajabi account and set yourself for your next big launch. Don't just watch history being made. Learn to make it yourself. The link is in the description. I'll see you all there. Well, guys, it's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in to our fifth episode of the Laurince Podcast. And if today's message spoke to you, please share it with a friend and a family member, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. It was your host, Jonathan. Until the next episode, remember that you got this. So keep moving, keep building a world of purpose, one disciplined step at a time. Bye for now.